Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to the Bloom with Becca podcast. I'm your host, Becca, coming at you with another episode. Today, I want you all to get cozy. If you live in London, if you live in the UK rather, then you know how cold it has gotten recently. And so I thought it was appropriate to make a sort of seasonal, cozy episode, not let the seasonal blues get to us. I have a hot water bottle here. Actually, I've not bought myself a hot water bottle as an adult, and so I'm so glad I have one now. They're life-changing, guys. If you haven't invested in one, I have a cup of tea. Yeah, I hope this episode puts you in the mood to embrace the cozy season. I know things are tougher, things feel harder, but you can still be the best version of you. But anyway, let's get into the episode. Hello. I missed you guys. I really look forward to this point in my week. But yeah, if you're watching this, because this is a video podcast, if you didn't know, there's video available on Spotify, but also YouTube in case you prefer watching your podcast on YouTube. You can subscribe to the bloomwithbecca YouTube channel. But yeah, you can maybe tell that it's dark right now. I am filming this episode in the evening, which I don't normally do because I feel like my brain's just a little bit slower, and also light-wise, it's not as good for the video, but we're kind of making it work. If you are looking at this video, then you can see I've got my cozy little orange light behind me. I freaking love this light. I feel like you see these everywhere. Well, I don't know, at least my algorithm feeds me this stuff, like cozy winter lighting, and this little guy was from Argos. It's just, if you're listening, I'm gonna do the best job I can at describing it, but it's like a little ball. It is literally orange glass. You can just put any old light bulb in there, because since the glass is orange, when you turn it on, it gives off this beautiful warm light, and it's just so cozy. I know there's an IKEA one that's really similar. I actually have that, but that's in the bedroom, and the glass for that one is clear, so if you want that orange light, you do have to buy a colored light bulb. I love this one. I actually never remember to put links in the description bar for this podcast, but I'm gonna do it for this. I will. This is at the start of the podcast. Yeah, Argos do this really cute little ambient light for £20. Okay, this episode is not about Argos. I'm going to talk about cozy lighting though. Also, this, for whatever reason, seems to happen when I start recording a podcast. Mochi thinks it's an appropriate time to ferociously chew his bone. But whatever, keeps him entertained, I guess. He's been so needy today. Yeah, it's pitch black outside. Where I'm sitting though, I can see the skyline of London. I have to say, it's probably my favorite thing about this flat. Will and I, we know what we like to do with our evenings, and most evenings definitely entail a good amount of couch time, and I don't even feel bad about that. I know it's not the best form of quality time, but even more so in the winter. I don't know, you can appreciate a little bit more of that downtime, right? You're cozy inside. We have the Christmas tree out, all our Christmassy decorations, and it makes me so happy to be at home right now, feeling like such a little hermit, but that's okay. But anyway, yeah, just I don't know, recording this at night is kind of peaceful. Maybe I'll do it a little bit more. I hope you guys are well, no matter what time it is for you, morning, noon, night. And I hope the seasonal blues and lack of sunlight isn't getting you down. I mean, you might be listening to this from a place where it's literally summer. If you're in Oz right now or something, or somewhere, how nice. I can't imagine doing Christmas in a hot climate. I don't know why. I cannot imagine it. I mean, obviously, loads of people do that. Loads of people also go on holiday. Will's going on a cruise with his family this year, and I don't know why. I just can't imagine a hot Christmas. I feel because I'm from Edinburgh, Scotland, where it is fucking freezing this time of year. I'm pretty sure it starts snowing up there. I'm going home for Christmas next week. Don't get me wrong, it's probably my favorite time of the year. I say this during autumn. I'm no, autumn's my favorite time of the year, but no, I'm gonna be for real. Christmas, definitely when I appreciate it more as an adult, because I go home for Christmas, and I try, since I'm self-employed, I can shut down work. I have control over that, which is really nice. So I'll try my best to complete the majority of stuff that has to get done before I go home, and then I can really, really relax for 2 weeks. Yeah, this time of year is just so special. I feel when the clocks go back, there's that little period where you start to really feel hit by seasonal blues, because you've you've not lost that hour of daylight. It's just kind of shifted to a different point in the day, but it does get darker earlier. And then when we get to this time of year, Christmas, there's a lot to sort of romanticize and be excited about. But then after all of that, after New Year, and you're back to it. I don't know. Sometimes I kind of love January and February because just the excitement of a new year. But also, a lot of people do say like, oh, it's the worst time of the year. Like January and February, it's cold, it's miserable. You don't even have Christmas to look forward to anymore. So I don't know. Each year is different. Will has his birthday at the end of January, so that's always something to look forward to. Anyway. But going home for Christmas, I'm so excited. Edinburgh is like one of the most beautiful places to be during the Christmas period. I don't know. It just has something special about it. I guess because, it is so cold, but it's like crisp and it's easy to just sort of romanticize the whole season there. And the Christmas market as well in Edinburgh is really, really cute, just very cozy. It's not like Winter Wonderland in London. Winter Wonderland in London has everything you could possibly need and more from a Christmas market. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you have to pay to get in there. I feel like whenever I have Scottish friends down visiting me this time of year and they're like, oh, we should go to the market. And I'm like, yeah. Like, okay, we've got to book in advance and it's £5 to get in. They're always like, what? But to be fair, it is huge. I actually went on the first day it opened. There's just like some magical charm, I swear, about Edinburgh's Christmas market that the London Winter Wonderland just doesn't have. I don't know. I can't wait to go home. And above all, seeing family for Christmas. I'm a huge family girl. I feel like I'm so lucky to have a great relationship with my family, like my immediate family. We're so close. It's just the four of us. It makes me sad that like my sister and my parents still live in Scotland. It's not the furthest distance in the world, but it still is a distance. It's still like a 4.5 hour train journey away. And, naturally, like I don't get to see them as much as I wish I did. As an adult now is what I look forward to the most this season. Being able to just be really present with family and also appreciative and grateful that I have such a lovely family because, not everyone has that. And I know I'm lucky. Okay, quick updates. Thank you to everyone who joined the giveaway. It won't be the last, I promise. I might do some like more regular giveaways. I have had a few people message me because if you are an OG and you've been following me for over a year, then this time last year I did Vlogmas. I had never done it before and it was like I had just gone full time with YouTube at the time. I was like excited and ready to give myself a huge challenge and attempt this thing that I've always been curious to do. Like I've always been curious seeing what that's like, uploading a video every single day up until the 25th. I didn't even do it properly in the end. I don't know how many videos I did. I like definitely missed maybe like 10, which is a lot, but it was such a challenge. It's just not for me. Like I love taking my time with editing, showing that much I didn't love it, and also welcoming people to comment on it. Don't get me wrong, I'm making this sound all very negative. There were aspects of it that I really enjoyed, and I'm also really glad that I can say I attempted Vlogmas. By the end, I was so tired. It like completely sucked the fun out of YouTube, which is really sad to say, but I want to be really honest. And also I got, I don't know, like some comments by the end were getting kind of nasty. I know, like, fair enough. There's constructive feedback, and then I feel like you're just being a little harsh, and I felt like I was getting a bit of that. It was people saying like, your videos just aren't their normal quality. I remember also because you're vlogging every day, not every day is a good day. And I'm pretty sure there was one vlog where I showed my morning. I was like, I'm not having a good morning, guys. Like I'm not in the best mood. I remember that video. I did like, my day turned around. But the thing with daily vlogging is like, you kind of have to pick like, are you gonna go ahead and show your bad days, your lower moods? That's the thing with daily vloggers, and I have so much respect for them. But yeah, I got some comments being like, just by the way, when you're having a bad day, like don't film it because we don't want to see it. Comments that kind of got to me, which is sad because most hate doesn't, but it felt like constructive feedback from people who genuinely watch my videos and were disappointed. So long story short, I just don't want to put that pressure on myself again. I don't feel like Vlogmas is necessarily for my channel or for my viewers, and that's okay. There's no problem with that. There's so many people doing Vlogmas that you can go get that content. And that's not to say I'll never do Vlogmas again. Who knows? But yeah, not this year. Oh my gosh. Also, guess what I did today? So your girl turned 25, as we know, because I've literally made like 4,000 episodes about it. But today I have my first cervical screening. I feel like that's probably not what you thought I was gonna say, but yeah, that's what happens when you turn 25 as a woman, or at least in the UK. But I got a letter a few months ago being like, you're gonna be 25, it's time to book your appointment to get your cervix checked out. And I was like, oh my god, that doesn't make me feel old. I don't know what does. No, I'm kidding. It's like amazing that the NHS provide that service, that they're taking those measures to make sure us as women are safe. I feel like a lot of people get a little bit nervous for it, or at least your first one, because it is kind of this, okay, intrusive isn't the right word, but I'm going to use the word private. It's okay. So you show up to the appointment and you got to spread your legs, obviously, for the stranger so they can swab the inside of your cervix. I'm sorry if I'm saying any of this wrong, because obviously I'm not a medical professional. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but went and got that done today, and I just wanted to talk about it. When I got to the doctors, they were like, this is gonna be uncomfortable, and I was like, okay, how bad is this gonna be? It was not bad. Like, the whole thing for me, I think if you're relaxed, it's a lot easier and it's quick, but it took like a minute. It really wasn't too bad. The only thing that's uncomfortable is, like, sure, you can feel them taking the swab, but yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Good, and I'm glad I've ticked that off my extensive to-do list. What else? Went to Milan. I told you in the last episode how Will surprised me. He took me to Milan for the weekend, which was beautiful. We had a little day trip to Lake Como as well, because I had no idea how close Lake Como was to Milan. And I want to quickly talk about a recommendation for the week, because I went to go see Saltburn. Yes, I feel like everyone's talking about that movie right now. It's in the cinemas. Oh my god, what's the guy called? I'm that person who, I just know actors like from their characters and their faces I recognize, but I never remember like anyone's name. It has Jacob Elordi. Am I saying that wrong? He's the guy in Euphoria, and Barry, I feel like I'm gonna mispronounce his surname, so I'm not gonna say it, but he is in, apparently the Batman. I don't really like Batman, so I did see him in The Killing of a Sacred Deer, and that was amazing. But anyway, Saltburn, if you like movies that are like very, I don't know, they feel like they're bending the rules. They're very, I can't think of a better way to describe it rather than fucked up, but also amazing writing, amazing acting. The story was, it just goes to a whole other place. It starts off kind of normal. I don't want to spoil it. It takes it all the way and further than you can imagine. So very weird, very, very weird film, but very, very good. Okay, so the winter season, how to romanticize winter, how to really get in the mood, embrace the festive period, and kind of beat the seasonal blues. SAD, seasonal affective disorder, is a real thing. I don't want to sit here and pretend I know how to treat that, but I do want to say I know so many people struggle with it this time of year. You're not alone. It is so common. And there's, little practices you can do to sort of enjoy the season. I see so much beauty in this time of year. I love it. So it's easy for me to come on here and talk about romanticizing winter and seeing all that's good. And like, you go outside, right? You go outside for a walk and the trees just look beautiful. When was it? It was a couple of days ago. It wasn't sunny. It was foggy, but in a really like cozy way. And Will and I went out for a dog walk, and it was just so nice. If you're bundled up enough, then you can kind of bear it. And that's what we were dealing with. As UK people, we love to complain about how cold it gets, but actually, in comparison to other countries across the world, it does not get that cold in the UK. It's mild. Our weather is so mild. But hey, we still absolutely complain about it. But anyway, yeah, there's a big part of me that absolutely loves this season and an excuse to stay in and snuggle up, all of that. However, for a lot of people, this season's really tough. And I do want to address that. It can be really stressful. I completely recognize the privilege I have just being someone who has a warm home to come to stay in. I have a safe space. Not everyone has that. It helps me just appreciate how lucky I am this season. Like, let's be for real, this time of year, whilst it's magical and it's the most wonderful time of the year and we're all excited for Christmas, it is also fucking chaotic. Like, it is such a rush and it just feels like you have deadline after deadline. You're rushing to get everything completed and finished up, wrapped up for the end of the year. I know what it's like working in an office. If, say, your office closes over Christmas and you need to get everything done, or like me, you're self-employed, you want to take time off. Black Friday as well. Can we just talk about Black Friday? Whilst I am not someone who can sit on their pedestal and be like, oh, I don't participate in sales or Black Friday. Like, I have healthy shopping habits. That's not me. I wish it was. Like a lot of people, a bit of a slave to consumerism, and it's just the way it is. But Black Friday does stress me out. Does anyone else get that? You get what feels like thousands of emails being like, what are you doing? You're sleeping on our deal. 50% off, 40% off, 30% off, ends midnight. Go, go, go. Get your Christmas presents now. It's just a little stressful. I also have not been doing my 6 a.m. morning routine, which you guys know I love and feels a lot easier in the summer months. Not nearly as much a chore to wake up at 6 a.m. Whereas now I haven't woken up at 6 a.m. in ages. I don't want to do it. I've set my alarm a few times to wake up at 6. I open my eyes and it's pitch black and it feels like the middle of the night, and it's also freezing. Listen to my body a bit more. Like, if I don't have to get up at 6 a.m., which I'm more getting up at that time to just get a head start to my day, to maybe go to the gym. So huge tip I have is adjusting your routine. You can still fit your stuff in. You gotta be a little bit more gentle with yourself this season, I think. You can't expect things to feel as easy as they once did and beat yourself up about that. I know I definitely get in my head and I'm like, oh, you're so lazy, but I know it's not that. So my tips, things I've been working on. This is such a common tip, and so if you've heard this before, I'm sure you have, then I'm sorry, but I 100% stand by this. I think it really works. And that is exposing yourself to light as soon as you can in the morning. So I think really concentrate on getting your morning routine right. This specific point about light definitely isn't just about your morning routine. I want you to think about how you can actually go out of your way a little bit to expose yourself to light throughout the day. Today was a perfect example of the sun did not come out today at all. It was so gloomy all day, so dark, just grey and miserable. However, on days like that, it is so easy to accidentally let that really impact your mood without even consciously meaning to. But there are little ways and little things you can do in the day that help. And this sounds so obvious, but like I said at the start of this video, I was talking about the little globe light behind me, the orange light. I sometimes, if it's gloomy enough, I just leave that on during the day. Lighting candles is so simple, but it puts me in a really good mood, especially if you have a really nice, sexy, scented candle and you have that on your desk. I have literally today, I think I lit 4 candles on my desk, which sounds excessive, but it puts me in a good mood. Something nice about this time of year is you can switch your Christmas tree on. I find avoiding overhead lights is something I do. Overhead lights just feels harsh. It almost feels a little clinical. I don't like that feeling. So if I can use cozy ambient lighting around my home, that's way better. I rave about them all the time because I love them. But if you buy smart bulbs, you can sort of adjust the hue. I have colored ones, which is so fun. So I can make my lights orange, whatever color. But yeah, living in somewhere like London this time of year, you're not seeing nearly as much light. That sort of, you might be a little deficient in vitamin D, which I always recommend. I don't think there's any harm in taking a good multivitamin, taking a little greens drink, or I actually have, this isn't vitamin D, this is vitamin C tablets that I really love. It tastes so, so good. And I swear it actually helps my immune system be better at like avoiding colds. Saying that, I have not been well the past week, but colds are inevitable this time of year. Do what you can to prevent them. However, it's very likely that you might catch the common cold, the flu. And you know, if that happens, like with myself, I just had to take it easier this week. I will say something I love about this time of year. And here I go, like trying to romanticize it. Okay, hear me out. I love watching the sunrise. I don't know if the sky on certain days, like the sunrise, is prettier in winter, or if I'm just being stupid because, well, I'm not awake for sunrise in summer, am I? I'm sure it is pretty in summer, but I don't see it. My point is that in winter, say like the sun's rising at 7, at 8, you can be awake to see like the full thing. And my apartment faces kind of east, I believe, so we do see like the full sunrise. Some mornings, if we have a really pretty sunrise, it puts me in such a good mood. Like I will wake up, and as well, because our bedroom, we always sleep with our blind open. I wake up, my eyes just see the sky, and every now and then when we have a really stunning sunrise, puts me in such a good mood. I'm the kind of person who I have to take a photo of it as well, so that like gets me out of bed. But yes, something to be aware of is lack of sunlight is literally, it is interfering with your natural clock, and that is why it's harder to get up. Exposure to light also releases serotonin. Oh, I completely forgot to say, you see it all the time in my videos, but I have a sunrise alarm clock, and it is an absolute godsend in the winter. Like I actually can't remember how the hell I used to get up without one. When you have to get up whilst it's still dark, I recommend one of these so much. You can set it so that it really gradually, like a sunrise, will light up your room over the course of like half an hour before your alarm goes off. And it's just the most polite, we're going to use that word, polite, gentle way of waking you up, as opposed to like a harsh alarm on your phone whilst it's still pitch black. Okay, another big tip for this time of year, and just how to romanticize the season is, it is more tempting and easier than ever to spend more time on our phones, right? Because we're maybe spending more evenings at home, or at least that's the case with me. Like, don't feel the need to go out as much. And so evenings, it's like so easy to just sit on the couch and kind of scroll. So something I'm trying to get better at is being more mindful of that bad habit and making sure that I do still have hobbies. Replace that screen time for nice hobbies. I mean, now is like the perfect time to pick up reading. I've been terrible at reading past few weeks. It makes me really sad. I think I just need to really get into a good book. If anyone has any book recommendations, I'm definitely open to hearing them. Please message me on Instagram. Doesn't have to be reading, just I think there's such importance in having a hobby that isn't on your screen, isn't digital. My sister is someone who picked up crocheting, and I think it's so cute. Last year she actually crocheted, is that the right word for past tense of crocheted? I don't know, I'm sure someone will correct me. This like little cardigan for me, which was so sweet, and obviously made a really nice gift. So that was like a little hobby she picked up in the winter. Yeah, maybe you have a bit more time. The nice thing about crocheting is that you can do that and watch a film. Maybe now's the time to get into baking, into starting a musical instrument, into content creating, if that's something you've ever wanted to do. Whatever it is that you don't normally have enough time for, you don't let yourself spend much time on, just don't let this time bring you down. If you don't have as many plans, learn how to enjoy your own company. Maybe spend some time curating a little playlist that you know gets you in like the holiday spirit. Something I've done actually to completely romanticize the hell out of Christmas, and I've never done this before. I created a little hot chocolate station in my kitchen. Yes, I have a very small kitchen, and my hot chocolate station is very small, but I don't know, it's something that I see every day. I see it every morning. It makes me happy. Hot chocolate is just such a little treat. I've actually been trying to make a mocha at home, but it is the season for warm drinks. I will say something I've been loving doing recently is batch preparing like a really good pot of soup. My favorite soup has to be chicken and noodle soup, I think, or like a really good lentil soup. Last week I made a massive batch of chicken and noodle soup because I was sick, which not only made me feel like a health queen, because it's so good for you, soup, like the amount of veggies you put in there and everything, such a tasty way to get all your goodies in, but also makes you feel so much better when you're sick. I don't know if it's placebo, probably not, like it is really good for you, but it's also something we associate with like, trying to heal yourself when you're sick. It's just the time for embracing those slower moments, giving yourself grace, and just enjoying the small things that make you happy. Okay, physical activity. I want to talk about it because I get it. For a lot of us, it just feels tougher to keep up with your fitness routine, your workout routine this time of year. For me, it's like, the thought of lugging myself out of bed to go to the gym on a cold morning, don't have that discipline. Will I have it one day? That's the plan. But right now, today, no. I have a way better relationship with working out. I love how working out makes me feel. And say like this past week, start of the past week when I first got ill, I was like, no, I'm not working out. And that's okay. Like I need to let my body rest. But the effect of not working out and like also staying at home too much, not getting out, is so important for you and your well-being, your mental health. I was so, irritated and just low mood at the start of the week. Granted, I was ill, but I think a lot of reasoning behind my bad mood was just being completely out of routine. Towards the end of the week, I squeezed in a few workouts. I was feeling better and it made me feel a whole lot better. Find workouts that genuinely get you excited this season. So it might not be going to the gym. It might not be workout classes. Maybe for you, it is at home workouts. I've been actually trying out some wall Pilates because I love Pilates. I recently cancelled my Pilates subscription, which breaks my heart, but it's just so expensive. I want to, give it a little break. I have an app that has a bunch of wall Pilates workouts, which wall Pilates is harder than you think. You can do it the comfort of your own home. There's obviously tons and tons of YouTube workouts. So maybe that's a way that keeps you fit this season. But you know what I mean? Like you have to adjust your routine. Maybe since it is the time of the year, build yourself a little Christmas bucket list. I really, really, really would love to host like a Friendsmas. Or if you're in America or Canada, I know loads of people do like Friendsgiving, which is really cute. Yeah, I know I don't have time to do that at all. Like I said, I'm going home next week. What the hell? Like the end of the week is still basically 2 weeks away, but it's not. It's under 2 weeks now, and I actually can't believe it. I'm like, how the hell am I gonna do everything? See, this time of year can be really stressful, but instead of being like, I have to do all these things, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I get to do all these things. That's the change of mindset you have to have. I think it's really sweet to put together a little bucket list for this time of year. So you can steal mine, Friendsmas. I think that would be so cute, inviting friends around and like all cooking together, making a big like Christmas dinner with all the trimmings, oh my God, I love Christmas dinner. If you haven't already, make a whole thing out of decorating your tree, your home, if that's something you do. Go ice skating. I kind of do not like ice skating, I'll be honest. It just freaks me out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a terrible ice skater, but that's something tons of people love to do this time of year. Go to ice rink, go to your local Christmas market, go Christmas shopping with a friend. On your bucket list, you could have some items that you wish to buy. This is like the perfect time of year if you want to treat yourself to a new cozy throw, or say like a big chunky knit. Slippers. Guys, I need a new pair of slippers actually. I don't own like a nice cozy fluffy pair. So, my parents always ask me every single year or not just my parents, my sister as well, my family asks me like, what do you want for Christmas? And I am at that age where you never know what to say. Like, I think I'm kind of hard. Well, in my opinion, I'm not hard to buy for because I know what I want. But then at the same time, I'm that annoying person who doesn't control their shopping habits. And if I want something, like I want it enough, I'm just going to buy it for myself. Anyway, my point is, I think I've just thought of what I want for Christmas, a pair of slippers. But already I'm like, oh no, but I kind of want them now. No, you know what? I'm going to ask my parents for a good fluffy pair of slippers for Christmas. Maybe treat yourself to an advent calendar. And you can go with like your very cute traditional little chocolate advent calendar, or if you're feeling a little bit more bougie or you want to treat yourself, there's so many brands that do like quite fancy, yes, expensive advent calendars, but it's such a nice treat to yourself because you get like proper products every day. I'm pretty sure what are like really nice ones. I've seen Liberty, London, the shopping department. I've only been in there like twice, you know. I feel like that's a crime for someone who lives in London. It's so iconic. But I know they do like a really popular advent calendar, or just tons of brands do advent calendars, jewelry brands, perfume, beauty, makeup, whatever. My one this year, I have one from Holland & Barrett. It was very kindly gifted, full transparency, but I absolutely love it. Every day I open up my little box and it has, what was it today? Today was essential oils. Yesterday was like a bath soak. Just really nice. That's my kind of advent calendar. Like self-care themed, beautiful. I love it. I really recommend the Holland & Barrett one, actually. I don't know if they do it every year. Self-care, talking about that, is such a big thing for me this time of year. And I don't think there's any shame in that. I think if that's something that makes you happy and you enjoy taking a little bit longer with self-care, then absolutely do it. You know, romanticize that. Run yourself a bath. Big thing right now for me is like taking a little bit more time with skincare, maybe, because obviously your skin gets drier and it's so annoying. So yeah, I'll give myself an extra few minutes in the morning after I've showered to make sure I really heavily moisturize all over my body. I'll make sure my face is nice and moisturized. I've worked out what products work for my skin. Little update. Oh my God. Will was like, he literally told me the other day, he was like, you've talked about your skin so much. You need to stop talking about it. But guys, my skin's so much better. Anyway, if you've been following along the acne journey, then yeah, I'm so happy my skin is so much better. I still have scarring, but I have like no spots. Oh, amazing. And I definitely think it was my hair. I've had my extensions out and yeah. Self-care and wellness isn't just in the form of like typical things we see, running yourself a bath, doing a face mask, whatever. It can also be, it's like genuinely knowing what's going to make you feel better. It could be spending a day offline, taking yourself on a walk to clear your mind, spending some time alone. Maybe it's like cleaning and decluttering. I think that's something I would really benefit from. That would help me a lot. My home's gotten so cluttered over the past few weeks. I've gotten really bad at staying on top of it, and I know that's definitely playing a part in bad mood for sure. Your environment, especially messy environment, without a doubt has some sort of psychological effect on you, I'm sure. So I'm gonna do this, and this is your sign for you to also do this. Take some time to declutter your home. Maybe it is getting a good night's sleep. Maybe it's going to yoga, whatever self-care looks like to you. Just make sure you're not neglecting it this time of year, especially as well, because it gets so busy. Everyone's so busy this time of year. Events, you're catching up with friends, all of that. I know what it's like. It feels impossible to fit everything in. But remember, like, you're not a machine. This is random. It's something I really want to do. I think I've done this like every year. And that is making seasonal pot. Okay, that's not how to describe it, but like a pot of mulled wine, and then putting cinnamon sticks in there, might put some orange, making your whole home smell all Christmassy, and then pouring yourself a nice glass of mulled wine. Something else you could do is maybe setting up Secret Santa with your friends. I am doing this with my talent agency. A nice way to spread some joy. I've seen some people, they'll set up a little friends date where they like decorate wreaths together. Obviously, like this time of year, you might want to put a wreath up in your home. And yeah, some people create such beautiful ones, DIY ones. That's something I would love to do maybe next year. Something I want to touch on really quickly is, I feel like financially, this is obviously quite a stressful time of year for a lot of people because it's gift giving season. Maybe you don't do that, but maybe you do. Maybe your family does. My family, we do. And it's so easy to go overboard. And then before you know it, you've spent so much money. And it's like, that's not what Christmas is about. It's not about buying a million presents for everyone. It's about spending time with your loved ones in a meaningful way. So I've seen quite a lot of people create a little like chart, and it just helps control their spending. That's also why Secret Santa is a great idea. I also think it's really sweet. Like sometimes the nicest gifts I've received are the least expensive ones, but maybe they're handcrafted. For example, like the little cardigan that my sister knit me. Yes, that one cost her a lot in terms of time. I don't know how long it took her to make it, bless her. But to be fair, you don't have to crochet a whole freaking cardigan. That definitely would take a while. But maybe there is some sort of creative little craft you can do for a loved one. But yeah, just don't get caught up in the mayhem and the need to overspend this time of year. Don't miss the moments that actually matter. There's so much to be excited about this season. Whether it's your cozy knits, the fashion, I love winter fashion. I probably prefer it to summer fashion actually. Chunky knits, oversized jackets, all of it. Oh my gosh. Movie nights, baking, being cozy and warm, spending time with your loved ones. This time of year is perfect for just sort of softer, slower living, and that allows us to recognize just how much there is around us to be grateful for. I am gonna shoot off. I'm so hungry. It's 7:30 now. It's definitely time for me to make dinner. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed that. Just a cozy little chat to get you in the festive, not necessarily festive, like we didn't concentrate too much on Christmas. Or maybe we did. I'm gonna edit this back and be like, girl, you are clearly excited to go home. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. It means the world to me if you guys gave this 5 stars on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you are listening to this on. I don't know, give it a like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Whenever you listen to this, I hope you are having a wonderful day. Sending all my love, and yeah, see you next week. Mwah. Thank you, my loves, for listening to this week's episode of Bloom with Becca. Be sure to follow the Bloom with Becca Instagram page to get involved each week with your questions, your stories, your thoughts on different topics, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next week for a new episode. Love you. Bye.